I love a good fairy tale, don't you? And while we all know that life is not even close to a fairy tale, I hope you've had at least a few beautiful moments that have felt like one, even if just for a day. I want to show you a few of my fairy tale moments, starting with a real photo album. And I want to flip it with my own hands, because this isn't just a story, it's my life and my family's lives. Clara means light, and Daddy and Mommy knew our little girl would be full of light. When I was a little girl, Mama Clara called me her little bird face because she thought I was so beautiful, and she would have thought you were so beautiful too. But now she lives in heaven with Jesus. This was written before we ever had to worry about Clara or Anna's health. I'm so grateful that God gave me the desire to show my children little glimpses of eternity. I used to call it putting eternity in their hearts. I later realized that I must have gotten that phrase from a Bible verse. Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from beginning to end. Well, I certainly didn't know the work that God was going to do from the beginning to the end of my daughters' lives, but he did it all the same. What's a fairy tale without a dark path through the woods and someone who's lost on it? Or a fire-breathing dragon holding a prisoner? Or an evil wolf seeking his prey? We know that in all these tales, that in the dilemma, help was always on the way. Both rescue and happily ever after, always certain. But happily ever after doesn't always mean happily as I had imagined or hoped or planned. And happy is a trifle of a word anyways, compared to words like peace and joy. So I've made up some new endings, peacefully ever after and joyfully ever after. And I like them much better because they sound more true. But all the same, joy and peace have been at the end of my daughter's suffering and my suffering because of a noble king who has somehow rescued us at great peril and great cost. Our king is victorious, and our king did come to rescue us. And somehow our king is with me now and with them now. And our king is still coming again because true things are not bound by the limits of time. I like to think of time as an illusion. And in the truly true and beautiful moments, the illusion dissolves. And for a split second, we can feel or see a glimpse of eternity. And so we write songs and tell stories so we don't forget the wonder of that instant of pure light or perfect love. But on this side of eternity, we are still bound by the limits of time. And sometimes we just have to be brave and accept the order of things here below and know that here the sorrow and joy is all mixed up in our lives, and it's teaching us lessons, hard lessons, of faith and hope and love. But someday, all the sorrow and pain will be unraveled, and just the faith, hope, and love will remain forever. But for now, to everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. What a beautiful gift we were given, that within a few brief years, such richness of love and joy and natural beauty and experience was ours, was theirs. In some ways, me telling their story is my attempt at unraveling all the pain and sorrow from my experience and immortalizing all the beautiful memories. The true gifts of Anna's and Clara's lives are not bound by time. I miss them fiercely. But somehow, when I remember in my soul all the eternal bits we shared, they all fit together into something beautiful that I cannot understand. But sometimes, and still in quiet moments, I can almost see it, and my heart doesn't feel so sad, and they don't feel so far away, because Jesus is holding us all together. He's holding them, and He's holding me. So we are together in the palm of His hand, under the shadow of His wing. I know Clara's and Anna's spirits are free, and their eyes can see. So maybe the best closing line for their fairy tale would be, eternally ever after. I like that one.